All right.
Our questions.
Wes, what have you seen from Max Brosmer in terms of how he's approached the backup duties just in the time that he's had that job?
Max has approached it exactly like you would hope he would. Always been prepared, knowing that he could be the next, in one play. When he was in the backup role, when he's in the third team role, whatever role he's been, he's a football guy. He's all about it. He's going to grind. He's going to ask questions. He's going to go through. He's every snap that someone else has taken. He's behind the huddle, reading the play out loud, going through kind of his sequence of where he would be looking, where he'd be throwing the football. All the things you want from a young player trying to prepare to play.
Wes, when did you get the sense from Max that he could be a backup quarterback in this league? Just, most undrafted free agents don't make it as far as he has so far.
Well, you kind of saw he's got a quick release and he's got a quick mind. So the processing aspect of that position when you see a guy who almost at times was processing things too quickly at times through camp and preseason, whereas there might be something there, but he's able to get through it so fast that he might be a little bit ahead of the play, which is generally kind of the opposite with a young player. They're a little behind it. They're maybe a little late on some things, and he was actually getting through some things early on very quickly, where it's actually, hey, tempo your drop a little bit. You're ahead of this thing. So, those things paired together generally have made guys who can go in and move the football. When you talk about processing power up top, and then obviously the quick release and his ability to get the ball out accurately.
Wes, when you guys first saw him in that first pro day he was at after he transferred from New Hampshire, how much did that help him stick out in your minds? This could be a guy in the future that we could look at as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, it was just we go out there, support the Gophers there, and there's this kid out there who's slinging it, and there was kind of a leadership aspect that you could just feel out there with how he was kind of running the show with the routes, and so to be able to kind of see him twice out there at those pro days for Minnesota, it was just kind of a sneak peek for us, I guess, that we got to see that maybe not every coaching staff, at least. There was obviously scouts and people there from different teams, but we got kind of a firsthand look, and then our relationship with those coaches and hearing about the kind of guy and the kind of preparation that he puts in, all those types of things intangibly, just maybe gave us a little head start.
When you mentioned the relationships, how often have you been able to go back to those guys and just cross-reference things you've seen versus things he was doing in college?
Yeah, I think it's less like in-season type conversations, but just having a relationship with that staff and when you're just even at those pro days talking about Max and other players as well, but kind of how he operates on a day-to-day basis. You hear all these good things about him, and they loved him so much. They were so confident in what he could be. It made you feel good about at least what you're bringing in the building.
With all that said, what's the process for kind of getting him prepared for the level of difficulty of what this is? Wherever your first NFL start is, that's what happens. But in Seattle against a team that's playing the way this team is playing right now.
Yeah, we try to make the plan as quarterback friendly as we possibly can, and that goes for anybody who's playing. But there's an aspect of some things that we feel maybe if Max is playing that Max will do well. And those things can change from player to player. I mean, that's part of our job is to try to put our guys in the best position to succeed. It is a challenging defense, not only talent level, really kind of at all levels, but very aggressive defense. I think Mike McDonald does some of the best in the league as far as understanding protection rules and attacking your protections. Very they're very clear in what they're doing and how they're trying to do it. They're not just kind of throwing off blitzes just to see if they hit home. They're trying to attack protections, protection rules, those types of things. So I think they do a great job with all that. So going to be a challenge for us, but we've got to put together a great plan and go out and put our best foot forward.
Wes, you'll be seeing Sam Darnold out there. Obviously, when you look back on last season, where do you feel like he took the biggest strides in terms of his play and commanding an offense?
Yes, I mean, Sam, I think you kind of remember from the start, we kind of were out there and some of the comments that we were all saying is that this guy is really a high-level thrower of the football. He's a really talented passer, and then there was an athletic ability that he had shown over the years. He's strong, and I think he just needed the right place, the right fit, the right opportunity. And I think, sometimes players aren't the player that they end up being. It's not a knock on the Jets when he first went in the league. I don't know that he was that player then. Players learn lessons in this league. They grow, they mature if given an opportunity to stick around, and some of them just need a little bit more time. And I think that was probably the case with Sam. He'd probably tell you that. Got to a place where kind of the system fit what he did, and it was just kind of right time, right place for everyone at the time. So, I'm happy for Sam. Obviously, we hope to go win a football game in Seattle, but happy for the success he's having.
Just along those same lines, a lot of the stuff that Sam went through early in his career, JJ's kind of going through here. How do you help him kind of keep perspective on his own age, experience, and how long of a career he expects to have when he's going through some of this adversity?
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll do what we can to help him through that, but a lot of just being a professional athlete is being able to handle the ups and downs and being mentally tough and being able to block out and not look at the outside, comments, the social media, all the stuff. I mean, that's something I'm very conscious of as a coach. I mean, there's just going to be a lot of opinions out there, a lot of negativity, especially when you're not winning as many games as you'd like. So you got to put all that out of your head and focus on really what you can control, and that's going to work and improving at your craft or becoming a better coach day in and day out. All those things that you can control, that you have a direct impact on. And if you can do that, then over time, smart people who work hard and have talent are going to get better over time. So I believe that, and I think that's where JJ, the path that he's on.
Wes, more just a general question on Aaron Jones, who's coming up on 10,000 scrimmage yards, but for as long as you've watched him, what do you make of what he's accomplished?
Aaron's a great football player, great human being. Just a pleasure to have in this building. He does it all. He the vision, his ability to tell you exactly what happened on a run play. I felt the will play over the top, like he sees the field so well he can come off directly and tell you exactly what happened on a run. And pass game ability, his hands. I mean, he's just a complete football player. And then for a guy who's not as big as some backs, is an excellent pass protector. mean, you see him close space on linebackers and get up into the line and just, reckless abandon really with his body to go in there and do everything he can for the team. And then the culture aspect of having a guy like Aaron Jones is hard to put a value on as well.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks.